Howdy folks. Welcome to the horizontal type C Gonio-Spectroradiometer presentation that we're giving today. We are calling you here from Orb Optronix. We're a wholly owned subsidiary of the CSA group. That's our cute little picture of CSA. And I'm Heidi Steward. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for Orb Optronix. I want to do a brief presentation to whet your appetites and get your questions lined up for my panel of experts who I have sitting on the far end of the table here from me. If you have questions ready to go, please type them into the questions panel on the right side of your screen. We'll answer them after my short slide set, and I do tend to talk fast, so tell me to slow down if you need me to. Here we go. We're here because even if you're not a big testing lab or a very large lighting company, you can make your own IES files. Maybe you need them to verify your engineering design changes. Maybe you need to offload engineering work from your company's official test lab that's often scheduled out for weeks. Maybe you need IES files for a customer who wants to see what one specific fixture does, since many companies don't have time or money to generate IES files for every option of fixture that they make. Our goniometer can be used as a horizontal type C or by turning it on its side as a type A. It runs about a third the cost of a full-size moving mirror type C gonio. This nifty tool is fast, accurate, fits on a lab table, and is easy to use. If the device under test is small, the spectroradiometer can be mounted on the same table, or it can be mounted on a tripod 5 times the luminous openings distance away. This is a far-field Gonio-Spectroradiometer. With a spectroradiometer, this tool has color capabilities and records color information as a function of angle. This allows us to calculate average CCT, chromaticity, and CRI, things that you can't measure with a standard Gonio photometer. To top it all off, the Gonio-Spectroradiometer is fully integrated with our top-of-the-line software, Spectral Suite 3. So please send your questions in. One frequent question people have is, how big can our device under test be? The weight of that DUT can be one slender engineer, 150 pounds. We tested that. The width can be 72 centimeters from the physical center of rotation to the farthest edge. That's 144 centimeters across, which is big enough to fit a 2x4 fixture, which is 136 centimeters. If your ceiling is high enough or your table is low enough. As we noted before, we have a spectroradiometer rather than just a photometer. Our SP200 can handle from 300 nanometers to 1,000 nanometers, which is a very nice range, edging into UV and the near IR ranges. An option we have available using our TEC100 is to control the temperature of the DUT. This means if your device runs hot, you can cool it down to 25. If your device runs cold and you want to see how it is heated, we can do that. We also have software support for the Yokogawa AC power meter and the Kikasui AC power supply, which allow more expansive reporting of power characteristics of your DUT, including efficacy. All right, here comes the quick video of our Gonio-Spectroradiometer in action. Has a lovely smooth action, rotating in both planes. I'll make it bigger. You can see our software in the corner there on the monitor. And all that fun little spiky stuff is because we actually have a fluorescent light on so that you can see the device. And one more turn. La-ta-da. Very nice. So you see the rotation in both dimensions. And this is a nice picture showing where the spectroradiometer would be to the side. We did promise you push-button IES file generation, and there you see with our pretty little blue arrow is the button to push with which to generate the IES file. This is part of the Spectral Suite 3 software that comes with the Gonio-Photometer or Gonio-Spectroradiometer. Here's an IES file that was generated using basically the same MR16 that you saw in the little video. I've overlaid the power plot that was generated by Spectral Suite 3 to the right, and any standard photometric viewer can read our IES files. They do fully meet the LM63 standard for IES file layout. We can also do PAR reporting for the horticultural amongst us, and that's not standard in most software packages. Okay, we're going to see what kind of questions we have lined up. And I am going to hand off to our experts. We have Casey Fletcher and we have Rand Lee. And please, if you have questions, type them in now. I'm going to transfer over to Casey. Yep.
One of the common, frequently asked questions is how much space does this goniometer require? In our lab, we use the same goniometer for our test and measurement services. We have it currently occupying about half of a 4 by 8 foot optical table, standard breadboard optical table. The size of the room, of course, is dependent on the DUTs which you intend to test. The spectroradiometer throw should be at least 5 times the maximum aperture of your device under test. We do provide a tripod for the spectroradiometer so that you can set it up down field in the room. For smaller applications, you can also mount it to the other end of your optical table.
One question is, can you use this Gonio-Photometer for LM79 IES files? And the answer is no. This Gonio-Photometer is a horizontal Gonio-Spectroradiometer, and you need to have a vertical, needs to be base up, vertical base up. And so this product can't do that. It can, however, create IES files that are useful for engineering services and for sending out to customers who need to be able to run their favorite photometric program to see what the light will look like. Okay, Russ, so the answer to that, max lumens, was that you can move your spectroradiometer further away if necessary. It was actually longer than that, and let me move my speaker. So we have a question, how big is the dark room needed? And I believe Casey spoke to that. We could fix most of it. If you have a smaller piece, you can fit it on an 4 by 8 optical table, 4 foot by 8 foot. The room dimensions needed for a 4 foot by a 2 by 4 fixture, you need to be able to have your spectroradiometer approximately 25 feet away from that, because your diagonal on that's about 5 feet. So you need to be able to be 5 times that diagonal distance away. The max lumens, we believe we spoke to, I'm sorry about that. The cost of the complete equipment, including the spectroradiometer, okay, we're running just under $60K for a domestic product. And post-installation support. Casey is the most stupendous support available of all time. We do have support options that are available that are 1 year and 3 year full support options, and we have also options based on phone calls, based on how many phone calls you can make in a year. So we do have post-installation support available as part of the quotation, and you should see it in there. So Casey is going to send an answer out to the link for the Keithley 2430. Can you send that to everyone, Casey? Can you only answer the one? Grant, can you come talk to PAR?
I guess for horticultural lighting applications, one of the features of the system is that we have PAR calculations for all of the major measurement units. So we do PAR calculations for the integrated flux values and also do intensity distributions in PAR units. The software has a lot of graphing features in it that allow you to look at intensity distribution in PAR as well as in the standard photometric values.
All right. Anybody got any other? Oh, someone asked about what aspect of our system traced back to NIST, and our spectroradiometers are NIST traceable. That was the only other question I had. So, if we don't, how many installations have been completed? We have sold 2 systems, one in the U.S. and one in Europe, and the U.S. system is up and running and happy. The European system will be installed in a few months when they have system prepped. Oh, and we have another system downstairs that we use every day. In fact, that's the one we took the video of. Thank you, Russ. Well, I think we've pretty much covered it. Anybody else? Everybody's ready for birthday cake because it's one of our guys' birthdays. So
we did get one question regarding detector size. The aperture at the cosine corrector head of the SP200 spectroradiometer is 7 millimeters. We've also had an inquiry about heatsink capabilities. Standard, the goniometer does not come with a heatsink. However, we do have thermal controllers, TEC100, that we can sell as an option to help thermal control during tests. That's fully supported by software as well.
We got happy birthdays to Tom. Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you.
All right. If you have other questions that you haven't gotten typed in now, definitely send us an email at sales@orboptronix.com or give us a call at 425-605-8500. I have 2 poll questions for you that are on your right side. Again, you should be able to click where it says poll, 0 of 2. It's just 2 questions. They're multiple choice. You can't fail. We're looking to see what applications you would intend to use the gonio photometer for and what size products you might be testing on it. That would just be useful information for us. All right, thank you very much, everyone. And this should be uploaded onto our website very soon, hopefully today. All right. Sayonara, happy birthday, all of that. Yes.